Okay, this is Carl Darge back again with another Geezers and Gurus, but not on HVAC. We're still going to be talking a little bit here about the Grand Canyon. I don't know if you can read my shirt or not because obviously when I go, it gets backwards this way. But it's called Ex Official. The shirt that I'm wearing here is about 40 years old, close to it. I've got 6 of them. And when I started to get into the serious backpacking and getting out there where it's really cold out there, we all needed to, like, they call them all kinds of things today, tactical shirts, this type of shirt, that type of shirt. Eddie Bauer at one time was considered an outdoorsman shop. I don't know if that anybody would actually think of that today, but it's not. It's just a fashion store. The clothing they have there, no self-respecting person would go out into the wilderness wearing that because you'd be dead in a week. So it's very impractical clothing. Used to be really good. It used to be the top of the line, where the name came from and what it was all about. But I could get these shirts off of Sierra. They had a website. So anyhow, I bought these shirts. These are special shirts. They breathe. They're UV. The sleeves roll up and button so you can convert them. And as you can see, here's a clip for your sunglasses. They have extra large pockets for maps and for other things. They were the first shirts like that. Retail price on these shirts, if you went into a store and buy them, would be about $80 because of the cloth and everything else. I was able to get them for about $20, $25 because the ones that I were buying was whatever was left in stock, overstock, this and that, odd stuff. So I pick out the best of the lot and bought one a year. There was still a lot of money for me even at that time. But they've lasted all these years. I still have every one of them I ever bought. They're not worn out, ripped, or torn. So investment in decent stuff does work. So that's just wanted to let you know about the shirt. And another little thing that happened in the Grand Canyon, I was thinking about this. We had so many great adventures. But one of the things that I really liked about it was, and anytime you can do that and take people and enjoy that, there's a lot of observation that you can make. And I'm going to talk to you about this one. It was early morning. We had just gotten up. We made some breakfast. There was oatmeal, I do believe, on that one. Yes, it was oatmeal because the following morning we were doing all-you-could-eat pancake breakfast. So we were doing oatmeal, and the sun had come up and actually lit the canyon. And I saw 2 ravens up on the canyon wall. Now, that's about, from where we were, because we were about halfway down a little bit, it was about 800 feet up there. And I could just see these 2 birds sitting on the edge. And then there was like 4. And then they just jumped off. They didn't flap a wing or anything. They just opened their wings. And they were taking the air current and coming down. These birds been in that canyon, there are generations of them. It's just like I find with the other animal life when humans are around, and we are very campground animals and that type of thing. There's like city deer and a bunch of other things. Well, these ravens were going for breakfast. And they were coming to our campsite for breakfast. So I watched them, and we were packing up camp and getting ready to move out. And we were not, when you're doing 5 girls, it takes a little bit of time. There's no guys there, just me and 5 girls and then another adult woman. So when they take their time, we get everything together, and we're campsites cleaned up. We clean up the campsite and everything. And I'm watching the crows, the ravens, as they're floating down, and coming closer. Well, they came down to a point where I said, where did they go? And actually, they come up over the ridge and down into the first campsite that was right up at the top because we were in a valley going down. And so the first campsite up at the top, they circled and landed. And they go through the campsite. They know where everybody was sleeping. They know where they had breakfast. They check it all out, see if there's anything left there. And they take off again. They go to the next one. There were 7 campsites, and we were number 6 in line. And so I'm watching them going from campsite to campsite. And when they got up to number 5, and they hadn't quite left yet, they did not land there. They just cruised up and went right over the top of us and went down. I would not know this until later on in the day, but they were going down to the river, which is like 2.5 miles from where we were. And that was where the other campground was, the other big one for all the other people. That was a campsite right on the river, and that's where we were hitting. So somebody was heading out, and we were heading in. So they went down, and they went down there to check it out. So we get up on the road, we start going, and of course it's a trail, not a sidewalk, folks. So it takes you a little bit, and we start heading down the trail and going through rocks, and sure enough, coming back up are those ravens. And when I watched them, turned around and I watched them land at the campsite just after ours, and then to our campsite. It's an amazing thing, but they knew where to get breakfast. Animals are sometimes smarter than people, if you think about it. Hi, I live in the wilderness in the middle of nowhere, Grand Canyon, and we had some breakfast and had granola from this one, pancakes from that one, oatmeal there. They're eating better than we were. So that's the next one. We got a lot of them here, a lot of stories. It's so fun to observe the animal life, and like I said, around humans, they adapt. There are more stories. You hear about mice, skunks and raccoon. Yes, they adapt. So wait for the next one. Get yourself a cup of coffee and join us again soon.